Shopify is getting easier than ever, and building a six-figure Shopify store is actually way more achievable today than it was at any point in history. And that is not an over-exaggeration. In today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can build a six-figure Shopify store. And to some of you, that may sound like not a lot, but to some of you, that may sound like life-changing money. So honestly, it just really depends on where you're at in your journey. But we're going to dive into a lot of tactical stuff. I'm literally going to give you the play-by-play. It's not just going to be me sitting here on this whiteboard. I'm literally going to show you the tools that you need to use, and I'll even give you an actual example here. So right here, you see a store that I'm running. Actually, I created this store less than a month ago, actually a little bit over a month ago, but I launched this product about a month ago. And yesterday, as you see, it did 1,200 in sales. Now, this is a demo store. It's a demonstration store. It's not my main store, but I did started to showcase how you can actually do this step by step. And as you see, we did make 1,200 in sales, but we did spend 549 on ads. So, you're not going to be making $1,000 a day in profit if you're making $1,000 in sales. So I just want to be transparent about that right away. We're at a 2.27 return on ad spend, which is pretty good. It's not that great, but it's pretty good. And that's about a 24.4% profit margin, which is about $305 in profit. So annualized, this is $1,000 of profit per year. Of course, that's annualized, and this is a very recent store, but these numbers are still pretty small, in my opinion, at least based on my experience. We have other stores that we've started in the same time period that have scaled beyond $5,000 a day. But this is a demo store that I made in a course that we have. I'm not here to sell you this course. I'm going to give you this blueprint for absolutely free. But if you are interested in this course and this whole platform that I use called Shopilab, we do have the 100K OS course that is basically where I built the store step by step. I actually even built the store, coming up with the name and everything. But first things first, you're going to need a product. That's the first step in this whole equation, is you're literally going to need a product. Now, how do you find a product? Well, there's so many ways to find a product, and ultimately, it's really just about keeping your eyes open, right? So for example, I'm going to show you an example of a product that you can find that you can literally sell right now. It's sleep masks. So let me show you here. I've been looking into different trends. Again, you don't need to use this software at all. You can honestly just browse TikTok, use Google Trends, and you can do the same thing I'm doing here. But basically, you can start exploring markets and trying to find ultimately problems to solve, right? That's how you're going to build a successful business, is by selling products that solve a problem. And that can be even a small problem. For example, I recently stumbled across, like a different color charger, right? I mean, that's not like a big problem. So it's probably not going to be, like an 8-figure brand, but you can still make some money selling unique products that people can't find anywhere else. That does solve a problem, believe it or not. But in this particular situation, what I want to show you is this product. So this is a Bluetooth sleep eye mask with wireless music. Now, this solves a huge problem because people do struggle with their rooms being dark enough to sleep in, and then also with their minds racing. So this gives you like some ASMR, like music, whatever you want really on it, so that you can sleep soundly at night. And it's a really brilliant product. You've seen people talk about this product in many different instances in the past, but this is like a new version of that product. It looks like a much better version. So we have a product, and you can actually use Team Drop here. This is what I use for this right here. So all of these sales, they're automatically being fulfilled by Team Drop. I have an agent in Team Drop, and they are sending it out with nice little branding elements that I've added. They're making sure the product is really good, and I never have to touch the product. It's pretty amazing. Now, once you find a product, right? So I suggest you can make a free account. Go to shopilab.ai, make a free account, then go to Shopilab Sourcing, and then click on Team Drop, and you'll be able to make a 100% free account here, where you can basically just browse products from all over Asia. So specifically 1688 and Taobao, which are two platforms that are very popular in China, and a lot of new products come from those platforms. So they start here and then they make their way to the US later. So this gives you a little bit of an edge in that case. But let's just go with this specific product, right? Because it solves a problem. People struggle with sleep, their minds are racing at night, and this can help solve that problem. The first thing after you find a product is you need to understand the numbers. Again, this isn't about ads. This isn't about strategy. It's literally very fundamental things that a lot of people seem to miss, right? So when it comes to product research, it's really important to have a product that where the numbers make sense. And if the numbers don't make sense, then just skip the product. I mean, I would just say it's that simple. Obviously, it's up to you how deep you want to go with the product, how much you want to make it work. But personally, I'm just going to say, you know what? 5 to 8 day shipping, $9 shipping for this fast shipping. There's cheaper shipping options, like $7 for 7 to 15 day shipping. Let's say we want to do that, then it's $15. But personally, I like to always start with the fastest shipping I can because it's just a better customer experience, right? I mean, if they can receive it quickly, they're going to be much happier. And that is pretty expensive right now due to tariff and all these duties and customs issues that are happening in the world. But I believe this is probably the worst that it's going to get. I think it's only going to get better from here. So if you can make it work with these numbers, then you're going to be pretty much invincible in the future. So now that you have your numbers, right? So we have our cost of goods. We know what it's going to take to ship. You can go back to ShopiLab. To your free account. Again, I just want to reemphasize that you can make a 100% free account on here. You don't have to use the paid features at all. You can just use this for free. And then go to, if you see here at the bottom, you can go to, let me just get rid of these tabs. You can go to ROAS calculator. Now in this ROAS calculator, you're going to put in your cost of goods, right? You're going to put in the cost of goods for your product. And then you're going to do a quick Google search. That's all you need to do. To see if there are any other competitors and what they're charging. So for this specific product, of course, I see some of these Alibaba versions, Target, AliExpress. You don't need to worry about those, right? Because ultimately you will be creating a brand out of this and you're going to make the product better and better over time and brand it, etc. But at the beginning, you literally just want to get market validation, right? Otherwise, you're going to be spending tens of thousands of dollars building a brand when you could have just tested it with, $100, and that's what we do. In fact, for this specific example, we launched this product with $50 a day on Meta ads. And on the first day, we got a sale. On the second day, we launched more ads and spent $100 a day and made back $300 in sales. So you can test very, very lean and be cash flow positive pretty much on day 1 or 2, which is incredible. Now, it's not always going to be like that, though. I will say I test products all the time that fail. Literally every week I'm testing products with my team that just fail. We spend usually I spend $200 on a product test, $100 the first day, $200 the second day. And if it doesn't pan out by then, I usually cut it because I just know that some products are just easier to make it work than others. Now, once you know your numbers, so let's say we do a quick search, right? And we see that people are selling these for $64.99. That's a pretty good price, right? So this is a good example of a brand, and we can kind of note them down and keep this handy because it's going to help us in the future. So this is actually pretty good to see, right? Like this looks honestly not great to me. I think this is not really good at all. But they're still doing well. They're actually ranking very well for this keyword in the front of Google. So that's a good sign. And you can see they're charging $64.99. So what we can do is, let's say we charge, even if we want to undercut them, we want to do $59.95, right? That's a great price. So what we see now through the ROAS calculator here is that our break-even return on ad spend is going to be 1.47. Right? That's a really, really solid break-even return on ad spend. What that means is that any return on ad spend on Meta above this is going to be pure profit. So as long as we maintain a return on ad spend above this number, we're making money on ads. Now, let's say, hypothetically, our current return on ad spend on this product is similar to what you see here, right? 2.27. That's what we're getting on a product that we're running right now that we started from scratch recently, 2.27. That would put us at a 23.9% profit margin, so 24% profit margin. That's pretty solid. I mean, of course, that's not 50%, but that's pretty significant. That means if you do 100K a month, you're going to be making $24,000. Let's just say $23,000 of profit per month. And again, with this model, you don't have to order inventory if you don't want to. Of course, you can if you want to. You can basically reach out to the Team Drop team with WhatsApp here and do all sorts of custom things to your products. But again, I wouldn't start that way unless you already have a ton of e-commerce experience. But if you don't, then don't worry about it. So that's the first foundation, right? You need to know your numbers. You need to have a product that makes sense to test, right? You can validate it through Google Trends. You can use, Shopilab if you want to get more ideas on different trends that kind of fit the market. Bluetooth sleep mask, you can see it's starting to really pop off. And then, of course, you can find competitors. You can see Manta Sleep is getting a ton of demand. They're just continuously growing more and more, and they're the number one. They're at the number one spot on this product. So super cool, right? We know this is a very validated trend. I might actually use this myself. I'm not going to lie. I might actually start building this out for you guys here as well. So you see the process, but this is really well done. Super simple. What I love so far about this market, and I'm just trying to give you like the kind of how I think about these things, right? And how you should potentially think about it too. I see that the competition, even though it's strong with these guys, like this isn't that crazy of a landing page. I could make a much better landing page pretty easily. So right now I'm really loving Lumen themes. So this is what I would suggest you use if you don't want to use a free theme. We've been using the Olivia theme a good amount. It's $53. It's pretty affordable, and they got a lot of amazing features on here that I really love. So that's one I would recommend. I'm not getting paid by them or anything. I just genuinely like it. Now, once you have your product, you have your pricing, you validated the idea, you have a competitor. We have two competitors here that we can use on ChatGPT, for example, to start doing deep search around so that we can get all the best angles, all the best ad copy, and all the best copy for the landing page as well. I may do that in a different video because I don't want this to get too overwhelming. Then once you need to do is actually start your store, right? So now we have a product, we have the numbers, they make sense. We need to start a store. You can start a store on Shopify for $1 a month for 3 months, which is incredible, right? So as you see, this whole process so far is literally absolutely free. It's only going to cost you $1. And again, you don't need any paid tools. You only need this subscription and the free tools in Shopilab. So $1 a month, that's what's going to cost you here so far. And then in 3 months, let's say you don't make it work within 3 months and you want to conserve your capital, then you can just start a new store. Maybe Shopify doesn't want me to tell you that, but it's the truth. And it's actually what we do as well. So I'm often using this myself to start new stores so that I can save money on the subscription. Now, so once you start your store, you can sync up Team Drop to it. It's super easy. You just go to store management and then you add the store. Very simple, very smooth. Once you have that set up, you need some amazing product images. So these are good product images, but the problem with these product images is that everybody has these product images because these are the same product images that you see on, Alibaba, on Team Drop, right? On AliExpress, on all these different sourcing platforms. So what you need to do is use a image generation software like Higgsfield. This is what I would recommend, or Adscape. I would recommend Adscape because this is my software. I'm a part of the founding team. It's not my software. I can't take credit at all for the technical depth and complexity behind this software. It's absolutely incredible. I'm really impressed by the team, but I'm here to tell you that this is for sure going to be something you're going to want to use. It's going to be it is exactly like Higgsfield in the sense that you can use it very easily. It's super easy to use, but it's even simpler and a even better workflow for e-commerce because Higgsfield is amazing. What I would suggest is you go here to image, you use Nano Banana, and then you can basically just spam different images. That's exactly what I did with this. I just copy and pasted the image from, sorry, this is like glitching out on me right now, but I basically just copy and pasted this first image from Team Drop, put it in here, and I said, make me a studio shot image for my Shopify store of these. Oh, this is actually a different prompt for a different product for pet shoes on a dog. That's a different thing, but it worked extremely well. You can do very simple prompts like this and get great outputs just like the one that you see right here. And that's what I would suggest you do for your product images. You can then pull them to Canva. You can then add some more benefits on here, like write some benefits on the side, maybe add your logo on them somewhere so other people don't steal them. Because the good thing about AI generation is that this is all yours. This is unique content that you can run on your store. So that's the next step. Make your product page look super professional. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just make it look really good, right? Just make it look like an actual brand. And like I said, it's the best time ever to be launching a Shopify store because you can build a brand concept super lean from scratch that looks extremely professional and high end with these AI tools. Higgsfield is free to use, but I would suggest you get the paid version so that you can spam different generations. That's what I do, but they do have a free plan, like I said. And also Adscape is the same way. There is a free plan and you can also buy a subscription, but it's cheaper than Higgsfield. You can join the waitlist. I usually link it in my videos. So that's kind of it. Once you have that, once you create your product image, you make it super nice, like some of your competitors, right? You can steal some of their angles that you see are working well. You can go to their ads library, right? So for example, if we go to the bottom here, we can click on Facebook. We can check out their ads library and go here, page transparency, and then we go to see all, and then we go to ad library, and this will show us their entire ad library. So Meta is legally required to show you all the active ads from any brand. So we can literally just recreate a lot of these images. Now, like I could literally just take that one, put it in here and say, recreate this ad for me, and it will do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do that right now because I don't want to get in trouble with Manta Sleep. I actually think it's a really cool brand and I would love to connect with the people from it. But that's kind of the process. And then once you do launch, once you do get your product images made, make some ads, right? Make like 10 different static ads, make a really nice ad copy based on your competitors and based on research from, for example, Amazon, Reddit, even TikTok, I would say is relevant research. Make ad copy for the product, launch it on Meta at $50 a day. That's all you need, and let it run for 3 days. And you'll probably get sales. If you don't get sales, then, reevaluate everything you did and maybe create a stronger offer. I didn't mention that, I almost forgot, but yeah, having a strong offer really does help a lot. So these guys actually have a better offer than Manta Sleep because you can see they have, like, you can buy bundles. You can buy a family pack or a couples pack. It's really nice. They're doing things right. It just looks bad. That's what I would say. That's just my opinion, but they're doing pretty well, so that's good. Actually, I do want to check to see how well they are doing. Let me see. This is part of the Shopify experience. You see right here, we have a Chrome extension now that you can use. It's really nice. That kind of gives you the traffic estimate. So interesting. So these guys have a very similar traffic distribution, but these guys are mostly from the US. And then these guys are also primarily the US, but these guys are like 10 times, or actually like, 40 times bigger, something like that. That's incredible. So yeah, that's kind of it for now. I'll make a separate video kind of going deeper on the ad side of things, but like I mentioned, this is just the foundation that you need for a six-figure store. This is literally all you need, but you will need to repeat this process over and over again because your first product is probably not going to be a winner just because you need the experience, you need the repetition, you need to kind of understand why things worked, why they didn't. But again, if you kind of use the principles in this video, like finding a product that solves a problem, identifying problems, that's just really going to help you a lot. And with AI, you can get very creative. I would also say use your creativity. Right now, it really does pay off to use your creativity paired with AI-powered tools like Higgsfield, like Adscape, like ChatGPT, Claude, all these research platforms that are really going to help with like your creativity to create a winning brand. And again, you can launch this for free. You don't have to order this product. If you use TeamDrop, if you go, again, just to reiterate, you go to shopilab.ai, you make a free account, you go to Shopilab sourcing, and then you go to TeamDrop. You're going to be able to make a free account You can source products here. Just contact the team on WhatsApp. If there's not a product that you want to sell, you want to sell something totally different that is not on the platform, you can contact them here. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I missed. Of course, yeah, the ad side of things is really important. So just, yeah, $50 a day. I think I already mentioned that. Yeah, well, once you do make sales, keep iterating on the things that worked, increase budgets, to get to $1,000 per day, $300 in profit plus, you're probably going to need to spend, a little bit, something similar to this, right? These are really good benchmark metrics that you can measure against. If you're spending about $500, you're likely going to make $1,000 to $2,000 to even $2,500 in sales. Of course, if your product is really unique and good and like great margins and everything, you may see even higher profit margins. But in this case, this is pretty standard. And I think this is good to benchmark against. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, once you start making these sales, it becomes really, really smooth. This store is super smooth. I love it. Again, like I mentioned, Team Drop is just doing everything on the fulfillment side of things. And then we also have Smart Reply doing all the customer service. So Smart Reply is smartreply.io. It's a customer service automation tool. It's an AI agent you can plug into your meta ads to hide all bad comments, reply to all the good comments, reply to all your messages in the DMs and all of your inboxes, even in your email. So you can literally do pretty much everything on here, and you can start with a free trial. And also it does every single language out there, 95 plus languages. So I guess not every language, but every language that's relevant, and it plugs just directly to your Shopify store. So you can also do if you have a website chat bot, if you want to provide customer service via a chat widget on your store, you can have Smart Reply do that automatically too. And the paid plan for this is $49 a month. So for $49 a month, you can automate your entire customer service across your entire brand. It's pretty incredible. Like I said, I'm just super hyped for e-commerce right now on Shopify. I believe it's never been a better time. And I'm not just saying that. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm constantly launching new stores right now. I'm trying to exploit this as much as possible, or exploit maybe isn't the right word. It's more like capitalize. I really am trying to capitalize on this opportunity as much as possible, but also sharing the wealth and information and abundance with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it informational and it helped you out. Please, instead of being skeptical, just ask me questions in the comments instead of assuming, oh, you're just selling me something, or oh, this is fake, oh, this doesn't work anymore. Just ask me things in the comments. I mean, unfortunately, the people that do comment those kinds of things, they never make it to the end of the video. So if you did make it to the end of the video, I do applaud you. And, I really am hoping for your success. I'm really rooting for you. And if you're a skeptic, I would love to change your mind. But that's about it for this one. Peace out.